This Bay Area native launched onto the music scene in the early 90s with a couple of catchy R&B hits right off the bat. It may have been a surprise to others, but not to her. She knew, even as a child, that one day she'd be a star. Then, just as quickly as things took off, everything abruptly stopped. Let's find out what happened to American 90s R&B singer Tara Kemp. Tara Kemp was born and raised in Livermore, California. At the age of 9, she began studying acting at the American Conservatory Theater. This was also around the time she began learning to play the harp, several years after beginning her instrument instruction at 4 with the piano. A little later on, she'd begin voice lessons. At 18, Tara would move to San Francisco and continue in the adult program with the conservatory. After that experience, music took center stage when she moved to Berkeley, California. She got her first gig as a member of a top 40 band for a very short amount of time. It just wasn't a fulfilling experience. Then she would meet the woman who would change her life. Tara scored an audition with singer-songwriter and record producer Rosie Gaines. She got the gig, and at the tender age of 21, took to the stage as the designated backup singer in a band including several major players in the music industry. As excited as she was about the job, there was still so much that she didn't know. So Tara leaned on those around her for help. Rosie played a major role in helping her learn how to ad-lib and perfect harmonies. Before his career caught fire, she even got the opportunity to take lessons from folk jazz vocalist Bobby McFerrin. Tara's formal training background and raw talent were no doubt significant factors in helping her get her foot in the door, and so were her looks. In later interviews, she would confirm that one of the reasons Rosie chose her for the band was because she's white. From the get-go, the goal was to put together a racially diverse group, and they specifically wanted to find a white girl with some soul. Tara fit the bill perfectly. After several years under Rosie's tutelage, next on the agenda, naturally, was making a demo tape. Tara got together with a couple of producers and banged one out. On the tape was a song called Hold You Tight. It got into the hands of the program director at legendary urban contemporary radio station 106.1 KMEL. The response was so overwhelming that it brought numerous labels out of the woodwork, vying to sign Tara. She initially signed with a small independent label before making her way over to Giant Records. In a sea of nothing but rock acts, Tara would become their first R&B artist, later followed by groups Color Me Badd and Jade. Hold You Tight went on to achieve gold status and reach number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, making it her biggest hit ever. Her self-titled debut album dropped in January 1991. The follow-up single, Piece of My Heart, was released in May of the same year and also became another top 10 hit. Tara's quick success was short-lived, however, as her third single, Too Much, didn't do as well. She did also record a song called Action Speaks Louder Than Words, which was featured on the soundtrack for the Fox teen drama television series Beverly Hills 90210. At one point, Tara asked to be released from her label to move on to, hopefully, greener pastures. She was signed to a 2-album deal. However, from day one, there was a lot of controversy surrounding her association with Giant. She'd experienced a lot of frustration with them because the powers that be, namely founder Irving Azoff, didn't understand her artistry. One particular strange conversation with an A&R exec the label wanted Tara to work with, named Cassandra Mills, was also a key contributing factor for Tara wanting to leave.
But Cassandra Mills said to me, to my face, I see you wearing a black lace teddy, carrying an Uzi, and acting like a black girl from the ghetto. Like, my dad's an orthodontist, right? Like, what do I know about pretending to be a black girl from the ghetto, and why? Mm-hmm. Is that not insulting? Not to me, but I mean to my fans or to anybody. Like, why would you do that? It just seemed weird. And they knew that I was a pacifist. They knew that I didn't believe in promoting violence or guns and all that stuff. So yeah, that was weird.
Things really took a turn for the worse after Tara refused to participate in a project that could have been a very positive move for her career, the all-star Persian Gulf anthem, Voices That Care. That decision didn't sit well with Irving. Tara then made her way over to Atlantic Records. Interestingly, they were one of the labels years before that wanted Tara on their roster, but lost out to Giant. She had a meeting with the president and was all set to jump ship until Irving dug his heels in and refused to let her go. Her next move, asking to be released from her contract, didn't produce the results she had hoped. She thought that after she was free, Atlantic would scoop her right up. That didn't happen, and she had a lot of trouble trying to sign with anyone else. Tara eventually had to come to terms with the fact that she had been shut out of the industry. After her experiences left a bad taste in her mouth, Tara opted to release her work independently. Her next single, called Come Correct, dropped in 1994. Then, she disappeared. For a time, she lived all over Asia and even spent several months on the island of Guam, developing a love for their signature dish, kelaguen. Her relationship with actor Joe Finfera produced a son, and Tara spent much of the following years focused on raising him. As the well-rounded artist that she is, she also dabbled in interior design, art directing, styling, and professional hair and makeup. Then one day, Tara just knew that the time was right to get back to music. She reconnected with longtime friend and former member of Oakland-based R&B group Tony, Dwayne Wiggins, and they began working together. In 2013, she revealed in interviews that she was working on new material and also released a teaser to a new track called Water. 3 years later, Tara released the track Paris in Spring, featuring Dwayne Wiggins. The single, which is actually a recycled song that was meant to be included on her second album, is her first in over 20 years. She released it as a charity song to benefit victims of the November 2015 Paris attacks. 2021 marks the 30th anniversary of Tara's self-titled debut album. Fans can also look forward to a couple of surprise releases in the near future as well. She revealed the year prior that she has plans to finally release that shelved sophomore album, as well as remastered versions of her 1991 singles. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you won't miss any future videos. See you next time!